Hello and good evening, one and all, to a new season here on Monday night. It's of course historic classic DTM cars for what would be a very fun-packed season. Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, and BMW represented here for the next season of Assetto Corsa with oNID Racing here at Red Bull Ring for round one. And again, same as the last season, alongside me in the comments box, our favourite American. Howdy to you. What's crack-a-lackin' over the Atlantic? And what's up, Dominic? That's too many American references, isn't it? I'm sorry.
I'm actually laughing. That was really good. That was a good intro. Doing good. Just getting ready for another season, and hopefully we get some good racing out of these DTM cars. Pretty solidly stacked up field, that's for sure. Got some top contenders from last championship out here, and definitely some good mixing cars here.
Absolutely. As these guys will just finish their practice laps, we will be shortly going into the qualifying session. And indeed we are. That's very good timing. As we then proceed, as we wait for the timer just to tick down and await the start of first qualifying session here this evening. Two races tonight. Both of half two races tonight? Two? I'm manically checking now because, as a top-notch commentator, I should already be knowing these things, Aidan. But
it's a minimum of two. My question is it three?
No, it is two races tonight.
Two.
Two races of half-hour length. With an enforced pit stop in true DTM fashion. They have to take tyres. Fuel is not mandatory, but tyres do have to be taken. And yeah, we get to see these guys battle it out for two tasty half-hour races. A slight change to the qualifying schedule in regards to last season. Top five finishers for race one will not stay in the pits for qualifying for race two. They will go to the track. So qualifying is back to normal. No funky top five people not being able to drive for the qualifying session if they finish in top five for the previous race. Back to the bog standard normality of who sets the fastest outright lap. Alright, let's see. So everyone's going en masse goes out to track, but one driver we do want to see succeed and defend his title in that number 12 car. Or was it number 14 car? I can't quite. It says 14 on the timing tower, but it's actually 12 on the car for some reason. But Alfie Bevan in that yellow Mercedes is going to want to defend his championship. He was looking good in practice, second in the standings on the medium tyre, and that's also another note for this season. Two tyre compounds have to be used within each half-hour race, hence why the mandatory pit stop for tyres. So strategy will play a part. Short, fun races and cheeky pit stops were the name of the game for DTMs. I think still are, basically. You have to do enforced pit stops, shorter races, and quick tyre changes. So, yeah, trying to mimic real life series in as many ways as possible. But everyone, as we can see on the left side of the tower, has gone out on soft tyres, apart from class 18, which is Farah, and Norman Bruce, car 15, on the medium tyres. So first laps are in. We're going to ignore these laps because they are the out laps. They've come across the line in the pit lane and started the clock, so those laps aren't representative, as Alfie gets a massive slide through turn one, but saves it for the exit curb. Foot down to the floor, going up the hill into what is the next hard braking zone for technically turn 3, as they get on the curb.
I don't know how they call that little
bend
in the road. Yeah, exactly. That's not turn 2.
That's not, it can't be. Surely not. As Alfie does get a little bit wobbly on exit, as he gets the power down, he will nonetheless continue and try and set a good lap time as he gets a little bump from behind there from another car. which is
I believe that was Hill.
I think it
Bevan
might
sent it
be.
in there pretty deep, honestly, though.
He did indeed, but showing pace nonetheless. A couple of cars ahead of him though will set lap times before him now. You may see the cars run wide on some of these curbs. They can do that, but the driver's briefing has specifically said if anyone seems to be deemed taking too much of an advantage, that they are to be reported to the stewards.
Yep, definitely. With the keeping true to the DTM, we're letting them get a little bit off track, but nothing too insane. We're definitely gonna have to keep them intact.
Yeah, big slide for Alfie on exit, comes across the line. It's a one. Ooh, lap has not registered. That might be a glitch in the timing tower, to be perfectly honest. So we'll keep an eye on that. He may have invalidated the lap or took too much of a curve. So the AC will pick that up but sadly something we can't see. Current leader is Johan Kalzak in P1 139.2, which was what we were seeing in the practice sessions. So a very representative time there so far with just under 6 minutes to go. Good evening to everyone in the chat. Thank you for dropping by. It's a pleasure to have you. Paul O'Grady says, hey. Net Raxer says, good evening. Tally says, hi. All out Fox Trinketed Task, good evening, sir. Oh goodness, I cannot pronounce that name because it has some shapes in the words. That's interesting. But nonetheless,
some shapes in the word. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. It shapes in the name. But nonetheless, good evening. Pleasure to have you. As Johan was on a lap, has decided to go and build sandcastles, so you won't be seeing him improve this time round. Second place though, Chameleon, getting right into it in second place. Not too far away, 0.5 of a second behind the pole sit as it stands. But these cars are twitchy, as Alfie Bevan does now set a lap time good enough for second. Splits Chameleon and Kawasaki. As Chameleon comes across the line, doesn't improve. So we'll keep an eye on that because he'll be wanting to improve into potentially P2 or P1. So that's the ideal starting position for a race, of course. Thank God.
Yeah, typically the drivers try to get to the front of the grid through qualifying.
Yeah, so it's kind of the objective, isn't it? Stating the obvious. The elephant in the room. Oh dear Lord. Right, so what else is happening on the track? Well, we've seen Bevan goes second. Let's have a check-in with even Alpha. Yeah, let's go with Matt Olkers. He's currently P8. Now, there are some speed differences between these cars, and I do believe the Alphas have got a restrictor on them. So the Alphas are the more powerful
it's like
cars.
for to basically bring them back in.
Yeah, balance of performance. Basically, we are trying to keep everything in line and indeed competitive, but we are seeing 5 Alphas in the top 10. So I think we're doing all right, I guess, with the balance of performance. Mercedes, BMW, Alpha, now BMW, Alpha. Let's see what Matt does when he comes across the line. It is a 1 minute 40.8. That's good enough for 6th. So the Alphas are repping well. They're getting up into it, even though they have got a bit of a restrictor on them for the balance of performance. They're being repped well in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely all grouped together there. That's for sure.
Mm.
I mean, there's a couple further down the field, but for the most part, they're all right there together.
What's Stevie Bain doing? Why have you stopped on the last corner, Mr. Bain? Mr. Bain. Well, you get us going again. Whatever happened. Excuse me. Oh, that's been. Oh,
You on the sneeze.
I've jinxed him. He's not having fun in that car and goes straight back to the pit lane. Bless him. Well, thank God there isn't a 100% rule. So
I do gotta say though that BMW is a blast to drive. That is one of my favorite cars, honestly, to drive.
well, it's been wrapped well within this first race. We've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ignoring us because we're just spectator cars. 7 BMWs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Alphas, and the rest are Mercedes. 1, 2, 3, 4 Mercedes. So yeah, Mercedes under-wrapped a little bit, if anything, and the Alpha and the BMW seem to be the favoured cars.
We actually have a change for the lead. Speaking of AMGs, it just moved up. One of the four just moved into the lead.
Well, would
The
you
139, 169.
Well, would you look at that, Mr. Alfie Bevan, our reigning champion from last season, defending champion, has stamped his authority. But he is being challenged from Mr. Karolzak, who isn't that far away. Although it does go very wide on that last corner, and I think it's going to invalidate the lap. So,
Yeah, it's. I'm wondering how far the game is allowing them to go off because this is a Kuno's track, so the track limit should be pretty well defined. I'd figure.
I do wonder. Let's stay with Johan because he will be on a lap unless he has just validated it. Can't see any reason why he hasn't. He's still pushing. He's got a car behind him. Who's that behind him? Is that Chameleon by any chance? It is.
It actually is.
So Chameleon's going to get a wonderful slipstream at Johan's expense.
Yeah, definitely got pulled down the two long straights there.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see if that will help him at all. So both go through the middle sector. Very short middle sector. And into the final sector. A left-hand turn. And foot to the floor. And then just 2 more right-handers and we'll see who gets pole position. Alfie Bevan improves though, 139 dead. Oh, Carol's that goes very wide. And indeed lets through Chameleon. As Karolzak's qualifying over. Can Chameleon pip second? He can't. He improves by 0.2 seconds, but it's not enough to take second off from Karolzak. Right. Your starting order for this first 30-minute race. Alfie Bevan is on pole. Karolzak second. Chameleon third. Leach fourth. Silver fifth. Olkers sixth. Bloomquist seventh. Hill eighth. Leach senior ninth. Oh god. Peter 10th. I am not going to try and attempt to say that surname because, again, what in the world is that? 11th is Adam Eli. 12th, Joran Omlo. 13th, Alex Nikolakakis. I can say that right now. 14th, Arnold Ferrer. That's going to take a bit of practice. Ben White at 15th, Tim Bob 16th, Norman Bruce 17th, Chris Overstreet 18th, Ben Asker 19th, and Stephen Bain in 20th. And they now... all take to the grid. Right, folks, just a very brief reminder for you all. It's a 30-minute race. We don't need to watch out for a top 5 like last season. We will just see a second qualifying session into the next race after this 30-minute race is finished. What will then happen is another short qualifying will take place before the second race, and then we'll get to see if anyone can get pole off Alfie Bevan for race 2. Pit stop is needed, mandatory change of tyres, not fuel, but they do need to change tyre compounds. Softs and mediums are the tyre so soft, medium and hards are the tyre compounds for Trito, but expect to only see the soft and mediums. We'll see 6 red lights on the screen, and we are away for round 1 of the oNID Classic DTM Championship as Alfie Bevan goes up into turn 1. He's going to be challenged on the inside by Kawasaki from P2. But Kawasaki gets the move done, but the cutback from Bevan through the exit and gets him back up into the lead. Chaos behind. People chopping and changing positions, but nothing horribly wrong by the looks of it. As we do continue, Nikola Kakis, 9th and 10th, going at it with Ash Hill. Oh, there's a car around. There's multiple cars around. That's Bloomquist Silver, Olakers, Chameleon, all dropping down the order. Oh, that's a lot of damage from Bloomquist as well. That rear end has seen better days.
Yeah, that was a pretty big pile up right there with at least 3 cars collected. Absolutely. Who knows how many else got hit and made it through.
Yeah, indeed.
The Olakers going wide.
Oh dear, that doesn't look like a healthy car. We'll probably see him take an early pit stop for repairs and damage potentially. And Mr. Which 87, and that's quite ironic actually. I struggle to pronounce his name.
I just read that. Yep.
Yeah,
that is pretty ironic.
It is ironic, just a little bit, isn't it? God damn it! Excellent pronunciation on Nikola Kakis. And now I now practice that in my sleep. Speaking of Nikola Kakis, he's round. That's the final turn. He's in the wall, and that's not a good position to be in. Oh, commentator's curse.
That is the thing.
It is a thing. Sadly, it's very annoying. And he's round again. No. Let's
cut somebody else.
Cuts to someone else. Jorgensen, as I believe that name is up into 7th, and good start from him. I believe he was a bit further down the order come the race start, so yeah, he's going to be pleased with that. Oh, hello. What's happening here? 3-way battle. Eli, Leach Senior, and Hill all going at it as Eli goes around the outside and West collects the car in front of him. They seem to figure it all out in the braking zone. Still going to go side by side into the fast left-hander. They're going to give each other space. They are indeed, and that's move done. No, not quite. Eli still on the inside. Leach Senior will have to yield at some point. Indeed he does. That's 5th for Eli.
I do have to say that Mercedes looks very sophisticated with that front end on it. It just looks like such a business sedan. It's so funny.
Well, it's German Mercedes, yeah. It's all business, yeah, isn't it, yeah? It's wonderful.
I don't know what it is, but it looks way less like a race car than that BMW in the Alpha on the front end, at least.
1:38.7, new fastest lap for our race leader, Alfie. Alfie's 3.5 seconds ahead. How?
Making that AMG run, that's for sure.
It is indeed, and is this a sign of things to come? Oh, we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, 3-way battle, Myatt Silver. Well, Myatt and Silver at the minute could become 3-way if Bruce gets involved. But at the minute, Ben Myatt is defending from Zach Silver. Keeps his car there and makes contact. Oh, makes contact with Tim Bob. I think that was... Oh, God, was it Tim Bob he was fighting with? I do apologise. I was completely incorrect there. But makes contact with Tim Bob. Oh, dear. Admin versus admin. That's not going to go down well. Meanwhile, we have a battle for second and third. Best in the rest for Karolzak and Leach. Leach, I think, has just lost out to Johan there. But they're going to keep going at it, and we'll see what they can do. So both go down into the final turn. I think Leach has to yield for now. We'll want to try and keep it going. As we're going to have a slipstream up into turn 1.
Leach with a 1 second faster lap that time around, so something definitely happened to Karolzak there.
Yeah, absolutely. We will just wait and see if anything does change. In the background, Hill and Eli going at it and chopping, changing positions as well. We'll stick with this battle just to see if something does happen. Chameleon, though, dropping down the order. He's in the grass. That's not good for Chameleon.
That looked like a pretty big mistake, honestly. He dropped quite a few positions back there, lost quite a bit of real estate.
Yeah, he did, sadly. So, he does get going again. Let's check in with P2 and P3, because I think Leach has been dropped a little bit there. Leach Senior's round. Leach Senior dropping 3 positions instantly. Found himself in the sandpit there of turn 4. Yeah.
Is that 4? Or
3.
do they call that other little bend?
I don't know.
One. I don't know.
At the end of the second straight. Okay. No, at the end of the third straight. First, second. Is that even a straight? I don't know anymore. He was in the sandpit, guys, okay? Sim Racing Psycho dropping by in the chat says, I'd love to see the full field of classic DTM cars. Absolutely. 20 drivers battling it out. A full field, full turnout for this race, the first round of this series. It is amazing to see. Right. Everyone's calmed down a little bit now. I think, yeah, everyone's reasonably evenly spread out. I say spread out. Alfie B was just checked out again. 8 seconds. 8-second gap for Alfie B even. It's only just. Look at
that's
that.
crazy. It's only 8 seconds.
The cars are
4 laps into it.
This is insane. Right. You do have to bear in mind, actually, it is worth
Looks
noting.
like we've got a little bit of a battle shaping up for 10th position here. A little 3-way battle going, possibly, between Bruce, Olkers, and Overstreet, all within a second of each other.
Yeah. Oh! Karolzak's dropped. Sorry, apologies. Karolzak has just been dropped to third by the words failing me. Leach has taken the position back.
I want to say Karolzak's having a hard time with that turn 4, possibly 5. I don't know, depending on how they count them.
Right. There is something to note about Alfie Beevan's race lead. He is on the soft tyre. Leach and Karolzak are on the mediums. That is
very true.
It is a split strategy. These guys will need to pit for a different compound of tyres, and maybe when these 2 drivers get on the softs, they can then close the gap to Alfie. You will see how that pans out, because Alfie will have to pit sooner than these guys if he's on the soft tyres, and the mediums will last that little bit longer. It's just figuring out if and when these guys will pit in relation to their positions and how much time they can make back from the gap that is created.
A little side-by-side battle going on for 12th between Bruce and Nikola Kakis going into the first turn.
Is that moved done by Nikola Kakis? I think it is. Recovery drive for him now.
Yeah, definitely trying to minimize those positions he lost after that spin. Trying to catch as
Yeah.
many people up as possible. I'm assuming he's only what is that, 2 seconds up down the road from Ulkers and Overstreet, so maybe he might be able to get two
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see in a second as indeed Ulkers and Overstreet are battling. So depending how this battle goes, this might be a window of opportunity for Nikola Kakis.
Yeah, there's like a sea of alpha red right there. Just
Yeah.
all of them together, it seems like.
No, absolutely. Well, I think Ulkers has got the move done. Right, pits are now
Yeah,
open. Pit window is now open for 10 minutes. So we need to keep an eye out for what those leaders do. I think Alfie's already crossed the line, and so has second and third. It'll be these guys here really that do take to the pits if they can. No one's gone into the pits yet. Oh, someone has. Sack Silver has gone into the pit lane, but Overstreet is now having to defend from the charging Nikola Kakis. I think Alex really liking that turn one.
yeah, definitely looking like he's gaining a little bit of time to there each lap.
Yeah, well, Tim Bob and Zach Silver in the pit lane, so they'll drop to bottom of the order, but then change their tyre compounds. I didn't take note what they were on when they went into the pit lane. But Zach Silver
I'm
comes back.
assuming it'll be the opposite of what they come out on.
Yes.
Disregarding hards.
We are disregarding how hards are not a race tyre at all for these cars. But Zach Silver comes out of mediums, so he obviously was on the softs. And so is Tim Bob. So I think their soft stints are done. They'll now look to try and extend that and see if they can get some form of overcut on the people ahead of them that were on the softs as well. Right. What's the leader doing? Leaders started another lap. P2 started lap at size. P3 going very wide though is James Leach. What about any of the midfield drivers? Leach Senior is not pitting. What about Omlo Hill and Jorgensen? No one else is pitted. Ooh. That's interesting. Oh, battle in the background. That's Arnold Ferrer having a go at. Or was that Olikus having a go?
Yeah, I think it
Olkers.
was Ogres. But yeah, I think he ran wide, so he had to.
Oh,
Oh,
massive
no.
moment.
Little contact.
Oh, he saves it though. He saves it. He's going to go up the inside of the next turn, and there's also Nikola Kakis. Look at this. Nikola Kakis is getting right back into the action, recovering from a horrible incident on lap 2.
Yeah, he was down in 12th, so he's already made up 2 positions. So they've actually made their way around Bloomquist already as well. Haven't they?
They have indeed. And look, he's right there. He's literally right there at the back of this battle. Oh, massive moment for Olkers. He saves it though. Drifts it through the turn.
That was quite the save right there.
Indeed, it's just put everyone behind him though back into it. Bloomquist, Overstreet. All these cars are now being backed up because of that little incident.
Yeah, I feel like he actually gained a little bit of time in relation to the person behind him there.
It's ironic, isn't
a
it?
little scare tactic.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, I'm good.
Must have
Bye.
been. Right, so Nikola Kakis, okay. Oh, Bloomquist in the
Got
pit.
somebody diving into the pit. Yep.
Yeah, Bloomquist went in. Omlo's in the pit as well. You're on Omlo.
And Chameleon just dove in. Who else is just coming up to that? Doesn't look like Ben's going in yet. Myatt. So we'll see if Ben Asker goes in.
Yeah. Well, nothing yet from the top three. It's the, I think, also the keen battle we really want to keep our eyes on.
I am curious. I mean, Kerlzak and Leach have been battling, but that gap has actually kind of opened up a little bit now. But Bevan has opened the gap up to 16 seconds now over the leader, or over second place,
Absolutely
excuse me.
insane. Right, what is Alfie going to do?
I feel like he'll probably just push right through to the end of the pit window,
Oh,
and
he's going for it again. Those tyres must be, he's on the soft. The tyres must be screaming. Oh, what's happened to Ben Asker? In the wall at turn 1, or has just spun potentially? Well, he does get going again. It doesn't look like there's any. Well, there's a little bit of damage. So I wonder if he did have a brief acquaintance with the barrier.
looks like we have 2 more people jumping into pit lane. Steve Bain and Ash Hill are coming through for their stops.
Yeah, indeed they are. Ash Hill from 4th. Who was on the soft tyre. So they'll go into the pit lane and take their pit stop. But no one else elected to pit as of yet. So that is... Who is that coming out of the pit lane? That looks like actually Stevie B. Yeah, Stevie B is now a lap down, sadly. Bless him.
I think Bain and Hill. Oh no, Hill didn't lose a lap. He's just dropped all the way back to 11th place now.
Yeah, Eli is also a lap down, sadly. Right, Alfie's coming up to the penultimate corner again. What is he doing? He thought about it.
I think you saw Ben Asker go in there and just
Ooh.
thought better. Oh, who's that? That's Olkers off in the sand in turn 4.
Yeah. Oh, I was going, because I had a big slide through the final turn, but indeed, Olker's off into the sand pit, but gets it going again. Top 3 haven't pitted yet. None of them have elected to take their pits. So I wonder if they're waiting right until the last possible moment, pushing Alfie to use up all those softs. With 10 minutes to go though, with such an advantage. Second and third on softs. Alfie on mediums. Could it be done? Who's that? Jorgensen in the pits. And he'll be taking his pit stop, and Nikola Kakis finally comes in and is also followed. Is that Overstreet and Olkers? It is. And those two are fighting. And Myatt as well.
Just dove in, yep.
Yeah, and those two cars there of Olkers and Overstreet. Sorry, Olkers and Nikola Kakis fighting right until the pit entry.
Oh, looks like somebody actually overshot and had to back up a little bit right there. A little bit.
Ooh,
A little backwards and forwards motion. I'm not quite sure who that was.
That potentially was Overstreet, I think. But we'll stick with Bevan. What's Bevan going to do?
I think actually that was.
I
think it was Nikola Kakis.
Right, Alfie now pits. So far behind his
A 17-second gap. So we'll see what Karlzak does. See if he stays out longer. Well, I don't think he's going to be able to. I think he's going to have to pit this time with how much time's left.
They have to, yeah. They have to go into the pits now.
They're both in. Leach is in as well. Leach Senior all the way up to 4th place though. So good showing there.
Absolutely. I think he still needs to pit though. So, but he's pitting the same time as the leaders. Yeah, and indeed, Senior pits. What's happening with Alfie's away? That was
very fast.
Has he elected?
If he comes out on softs,
he's on mediums.
Wow. 17 seconds ahead. So yeah, I suppose Carl Zach was already stopped, so
Yeah.
it was at least 17 seconds.
Right,
I couldn't imagine it being more than like 25.
Karaszak gets out the pits on softs. So does Leach. The not senior Leach. The junior Leach.
Yep. I think who else is in there in the last few seconds? So we got
Leach,
Bruce in there, Fur in
Bruce,
there.
Ferrer. Yeah, Bruce Senior. Sorry, Norman Bruce, Leach Senior, and Ferrer are in there. And I think that is all the pit stops done. I think. But they haven't got all their pit stops on their Muppets. But the lead for Alfie Beaven is now, as he goes, very sliding.
Nikola Kakis is back into the pits again.
Oh. Oh dear. What's happened there?
I don't know. He's all the way back in 17th, so possibly had a crash, has some damage.
Can't see any damage. I wonder if he
That was
didn't
a pretty quick stop.
short fueled, forgot to change tyres. If he's done that out of the pit window, that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't. That was a pretty quick stop though. That might have been just fuel.
Maybe forgot to set it on his pit strategy, sadly. Right. Race 1, 9 minutes to go. Karaszak and Leach.
Oh, Bane around in the last turn.
Oh, that's an awkward position as well. He gets it spun round. He gets it. It's not his race so far, sadly. But nonetheless keeps it going. Oh, there's a fight in the background. Who's that fighting away in the background? I can't quite tell.
It's Silver and Jorgensen.
Silver and Jorgensen. And Silver was defending.
That's a battle for 6th position, actually. So definitely those guys are looking for some points right there.
Yeah, the Alpha, though, even it's still a very good car, even though it's limited, but struggling. Both on medium. Oh no, Jorgensen's on softs. That is why there is a potential disparity between performance. And Silver's on the mediums.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, nonetheless, it is still a good spread. I mean, the top 3 are the 3 different manufacturers, so I think we do have a pretty good balance here.
Yes, I do agree. But Alfie's just...
Alfie is just Alfie. I mean,
he's doing Alfie things.
If anybody has been watching the last 3 seasons, we'll say 4 seasons, he's been rather dominant. Last season, though, Carl Zach, I do have to hand it to him. Definitely came out and gave Alfie a run for his money, but Alfie did end up coming out on top.
He did indeed. Leach crosses the line, sets a personal best of 140.1. But can't seem to do anything to respond to Karaszak or Beaven ahead of him. Well, Karaszak is...
like...
Oh, here we go. Silver still having to defend from Jorgensen.
Yeah, they're definitely still right on top of each other, that's for sure. Looking like that and the battle for, was at 14th, 15th, and 16th is the closest 2 on the track.
Ugh. Yeah, I can see that battle down in the bottom of the field. Let's have a look in and see what they're up to. It's Ben Myatt, Tim Bob, and Norman Bruce. All
it's the 3-way Beamer battle.
The 3-way Beamers. Oh, massive moment for Tim Bob. Oh, he keeps it out of the wall, though.
The turns to the right, but not the left.
It's like it turned too far to the right and then too far to the left, all at the same time.
Right? Exactly.
Ooh, these cars are very tail happy, bless them, but look absolutely hilarious to drive.
They are so much fun to drive. I am definitely a fan of the older style vehicles with the less electronics, more slidey.
Yeah, so as Tim Bob
Oh
goes
no, who
deep.
is that?
Tim Bob goes very deep there. Sadly so. That's gutting. And looked like to be developing a nice little battle there.
Yeah, this seems like the second I mentioned it, the three of them just immediately spread out. They're like, nope,
Oh,
don't watch us, please.
sorry to not Zach Silver fighting on turn 1. There's contact, there's touch between him and Jorgensen. Zach Silver was on the outside. Jorgensen was making a move up to the inside. A touch on exit. They keep going though. Jorgensen's going to have to slipstream up into the uphill right-hander. Both get on the brakes. Zach's going to have to yield, I reckon. He's going to try for the cutback, and he makes it work because Jorgensen goes deep. Dear God.
Good little battle going between these two.
It is indeed, yes. Right, is there a different camera position we can use? It might give us a better overview of this battle. That's horrible. That's more like it. There we go. As Silver holds the position for now, but is continuously under threat from Jorgensen. Oh, what a camera shot.
Yeah, Jorgensen definitely not giving up. He's just showing his nose every turn he can there.
Absolutely. He's going to look at the inside of the final turn. He's going to put a nose in the middle, and he's going to spin. I think there was contact between the two drivers there, sadly.
Yeah, maybe should have thought a little better of that one. It looked a little excessive in my opinion.
Sadly so, and he will continue. He's going to get challenged now by Leach Senior. Oh, that's not good at all.
Bloomquist just got around Chameleon right there in the background as well.
He did, absolutely. That's moved down in the background. What's happening with Jorgensen surviving? So, you know my theory of how about P2 and P3 we're going to catch P1? Yeah, no. Alfie B, even on medium tyres, is storming ahead of BMW and the Alpha. Even on soft tyres, it's just incredible. 22 seconds now the gap.
I do gotta say though, Leach is keeping Karlzak honest there. That when they went into the pits, it was about 3.5 seconds, and it's still about 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, just a bit disappointing, really, isn't it? You know, no, I'm joking. Why would it be disappointing? It's wonderful to see Alfie charge away up at front. I mean, oh my God, what am I saying? No.
It's it'll be interesting to see if
Ooh,
the different tracks bring out different strengths.
indeed, Leach Senior taking a sausage curve on exit of the final turn. In the background, Bloomquist defending from Chameleon. Chameleon will have the inside line into turn 1 uphill. Braking zone, in they go, both on the brakes, giving each other space. But someone doesn't have the pace to make the overtake. But if Chameleon
door to door.
Yeah, if
nope, I'm not letting off.
No one wants to lift off in this situation. Chameleon will have a look up the inside, and these guys are giving each other space and making it work.
Yeah, some very respectable driving there.
They've literally been synchronized corner driving for the past few corners, and looks like they're going to do it again into the next 10. Both on the brakes as Bloomquist hangs it around the outside, still trying to dispatch Chameleon. And for now, That's that battle done. I say that. He goes very deep.
Oh,
He's into the sandpit. So that is a free place for Camilleon there, and I'm sure he'll take that to the hills and have a good old sing-song about it.
yeah, I think that was finally just a little bit of pressure maybe getting to him. Missed that breaking point a little bit and just went off.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Alfie is on his last lap, and we have to say it's been a dominant victory for this first race of the first round here at Red Bull Ring. He has to now do it all over again, which I have a sneaky suspicion that he's not going to mind at all.
Yeah, I don't. With the top 5 being able to qualify, unlike we did last season, it definitely leads me to assume that it might be a repeat, but we'll see. Anything's possible.
No, absolutely. As Alfie will come across the final turn, and congratulations to Alfie Bevan, race winner for race 1 of round 1 here at the Red Bull Ring of the oNID Classic DTM Championship.
Getting a little sideways at the end there.
Kalzak will come home for best of the rest in P2. And congratulations, Johan. James Leach comes and takes 3rd. 4th will be Ash Hill, as he comes through the final turn. Zach Silver, Johan Omlo first will be 5th, and then it will be Zach Silver in 6th. A couple of back markers, Tim Bob, Alex Nikolakakis has seen the checkered flag, a lap down sadly, but Johan across the line now to Zach Silver, Leach Senior, followed by Jorgen, Camilleon and Bloomquist all across the line to take the final top 10 positions. Olka's 11th. Overstreet, your fellow American, will come across in 12th. Isn't that right, Dominic?
Yep.
Yeah, it is indeed. He's very American, actually. I don't know why I questioned that. Ferrer 30th. Ben Meyer and Norman Bruce are going to go at it up right up until the line. And I think Ben has just got about 40. Yeah, he's got 40th place ahead of Norman Bruce. And that, folks, is a wrap for race 1.
Some good battles there. Definitely some good racing, good respectable racing too. Who was that between Bloomquist and Camilleon when they went 3 or 4 turns right there side by side?
Yeah, they did. We saw some good battles up and down the field, but it's just Alfie. It's absolutely insane. What? 20 odd second lead, even on different tyres. It's incredible. It honestly is just absolutely bonkers. As we just wait for Discord to catch back up again, and I'm sure my fellow commentator will join us back in a second as we just await my PC to figure out what the hell it wants to do. Dominic, you back with us?
Yes, I am.
I apologise, my PC decided to have a bit of a hissy fit and things. I don't want to do all 3 things at once.
No worries. I was wondering.
Say again?
No worries. I was just sitting there waiting.
You're just sitting there waiting. It's all good. We're just saying that, just Alfie. Just Alfie.
Yeah, definitely another dominating performance there, and we will hope it's not a clean lockout like that throughout the entirety of the season. But I have confidence that Karlzak and Leach even right there with Karlzak at the end. I think both of them can gain a little pace and bring something to Alfie by the end of the season for sure.
Speaking of Alfie, shall we drag him down? I want to drag him down. I really do.
Does he talk in between races?
He does. He talked to me earlier on in the voice channel before the race started, so let's see what happens.
Nice.
Alfie, it's Aiden and Dominic in the comments box. Are you there?
I am. Hello.
Alfie, good evening, sir. Congratulations! 20-odd second lead for race 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that look of I'm not often speechless, but that was a very dominating performance. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I got the tyre strategy quite well. I nailed that one, so that worked in my favour.
How are the softs compared to the mediums? How easy is it to make them last?
I didn't think they were that bad. It could just be per car, so maybe on the BMW they're not quite as strong, but on the Mercedes they can quite easily go 15 minutes and into the pit window, so that definitely helped me a bit to build out a gap.
Very good, very good. Well, you're hoping to replicate that victory in race 2 tonight, I take it?
Of course.
Amazing. We'll drag you back up, and apologies, you did have no warning there, so thank you for having a word of us. We will
Thank you.
drag you back up. Have a good race 2.
Cool. Bye.
Ah, that was nice, wasn't it? That's alright. You can drag people, they don't get too annoyed. I think it's just more confused than anything.
Right. It's like, wait a minute, where am I?
Where? Who? What?
Like,
why? How? When?
I
Why?
wasn't talking to you. Where'd you come from?
Yeah, where did you come from? Absolutely. Right, who finished in second? That was
Karlzak, followed by Leach to round out the podium.
Is Karlzak in the voice channel? He is. Let's drag him down. Johan, apologies to drag you down from the voice channel. It's Aiden and Dominic in the comments box. Congratulations, second place, good sir. How was that for you?
Thank you. It wasn't that good compared to the results anyway. This experience was that, I mean, I was struggling a lot. Don't know what happened. I practiced with both compounds, and my pressures were all around place during the race. I think they were very low pressure when I was leading for the first time on them. Like the right tires were cold and low pressured when I was in sector 2 when you need the right tires. So I had a lot of issues and I was out of focus because of this, and I just went straight into the gravel. I think 3 or 4 times. The downshifting on this mirror is difficult to get because you can't just be aggressive here downshift because it just launches the car forward.
Yeah.
Even with rev matching and flipping the throttle and all this stuff, it's hard to get it right, and it's the first race. So.
Got you. Well, hopefully you can rectify those issues for race 2. What are your hopes and plans for your second outing this evening?
I'm trying to get P1.
I like the sound of that.
I'm definitely trying to get it.
Cool. We'll leave you to it, Johan, and we'll drag you back up. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will no doubt speak again soon. Take care.
Yeah.
Don't get too confused. Don't get too annoyed. It's all good. Just just dragging and speaking and not giving any notice whatsoever. It's good entertainment. Anyway, let's be. Just waiting for the second session to load. Ooh, that is interesting. Server does
Think it's launching?
I think it is launching because it's saying the server did not respond in a given time. So, our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP giving us our service for this race. And indeed, and you know what I was doing? I was still trying to open up the old session, not the new session.
Yeah, that would.
That would definitely help, wouldn't it?
That would. I would assume that would bring you some difficulties.
Yeah. Pretty much, wouldn't it? As, we will get to the next session in a very short moment of time.
It's up.
Indeed, it is. Let's have a gander and see who's doing what. I'm the first one on the track. That is very interesting. We'll wait for another car to get on track. Go! This is something else to look at other than just my car on track, basically. Right, let's see.
It is a Beamer, but of the wrong era.
Yeah, it is, sadly. Right. Let's go back to track, folks, and watch in for race 2. We've got 10 minutes of free practice for everyone just to join the session. Get in, have a quick practice, make sure everything's a-okay with the setup, and if the car over all the controls, and just because of the charts getting back in ready for race 2, we will go back for a 5-minute qualifying. Enough time for 1 or 2 flying laps. Puts the drivers on the spot ready, and what am I saying? Puts the drivers on the spot. And that grid then will form the standings for the final 30-minute race of tonight. And again, 1 enforced pit stop, change of tyres. Fuel is not mandatory, but yeah, we will definitely be seeing some hopefully close-knit battles.
Yeah, definitely had some good battles throughout the field in that last race, so I'm sure we'll get some more. We'll see if that battle for first place can close up some more now that Carlzak's got a little bit more input and info on what the car is going to do with the actual temperatures we're seeing in this session.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a really, really funny idea, and I'm not sure how well this is going to be received or how well this is going to work, but
we're pulling Ben down for a flying lap.
I'm thinking about it, but he's not on track though yet. I'm going to try and get someone that's on track, which I'm going to try not to distract too much.
Silver Street out there?
He isn't, not yet. No one's out on track yet, which is really annoying.
I feel like it would have to be an admin to do that.
It would have to be an admin. So, Ben. Oh, hold on a minute.
Tim Bob?
Oh, no, Stevie Bain.
Bain?
Stevie Bain. Oh, he's not in voice chat. He's not in voice chat. Stevie, why aren't you in voice chat? God damn it, sir. That's just rude. How very antisocial.
You knew our plan all along.
Ugh. Right. Lucas is out. Ben, get driving, you silly sod. Anyway. And Ben Arce is sitting on the side of the track for some random reason. Who else has a microphone and is happy to chat? No one at the minute, annoyingly. But let's see who is doing.
Tim Bob's on the track.
Is he on the track?
He is coming through the second to last turn, the penultimate turn.
So good go. Come on, let's go. We're doing it. Don't care what happens. Tim, it's Aidan and Dominic in the comment spots. Keep on going. We are on board with you. If you don't mind, just give us a bit of a commentary on how you're finding this Red Bull Ring.
Well, I have to break and go into a corner. I don't know. I like it. I keep going deep. I keep getting good runs out of corners. And if there's any sand in the distance, I'll find it. The car's brilliant, though. This car's fast. Once it gets up to speed, I think it's the quickest car.
Good. Well, you're going down up into this right-hander now. And it looks like you get a nice run on the exit. Using a bit of sausage. And is that a good thing to do? Is that... are you getting away with that? Because I know Assetto Corsa can be a little bit harsh with curbs.
This car seems to do the curves okay compared to the other ones. Well, the Alpha just blasts away anyway, so I'm glad they restricted it, or it'd just be gone like it did in real life that season.
Good stuff. Well, you're going to go down this double left-hander at the minute. You are up on your personal best by about half a second. Keep at it. We'll stick with you. But it does look quite a nifty little car, especially around these kind of higher speed corners in the second and final sector.
I really struggle talking when I'm racing.
We thought as much.
And somebody just walked by with ice cream as well.
Oh, rude. Double distraction. Tim, thank you for letting us drag you down for a lap. We'll leave you to it and say have a good race.
No worries.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was good. That was definitely good.
That was
I really shouldn't be talking when I'm racing.
Lydia D in chat. Good evening. So weird to see fast cars and not the tin cans. Appears to be much more complicated for sure. Thank you for explaining all the technical details to us newbies. We do try, and sometimes we succeed, and sometimes we most definitely don't.
Yeah, sometimes we try and it turns into a ramble.
What seems to be most of my times, really. Let's be perfectly honest. If we are being just honest with each other, you know.
Yeah, we rely on the drivers we pull in at the end of the races to fill you in on all that technical know-how.
Yes, indeed. And God help us if something happens like that. And they go, I can't talk while driving.
That was so good.
That was brilliant, though. I loved it. I think next week we'll have to just warn someone we're going to do it.
Yeah, maybe we'll add that to the driver's briefing that at any point during a practice session you could be pulled in.
Oh, Stephen Bain is now in the voice channel, but his car does look a bit damaged, so I'm not going to drag him down.
Him and Tim Bob are next to each other. We could pull them both in for a battle right along.
God, no. Let's not overcomplicate things, Dominic.
That would make it so funny.
It would be. It would be absolutely hilarious. We are just about 2.5 minutes until we go to qualifying. These guys are going to go out on track and make sure that everything's okay. Most of these guys will just sit in pits and wait for the session to tick over, because I think they're very confident with the cars and the setup, so they don't need the time. But yeah, we'll see what they can do. James Leach 1:39.9. We can't really read into the fastest times, can we? Really, but it's not a half bad lap. Not half bad. Still another 0.9 of a second to find Alfie Beevan's best time.
It wasn't even a little bit more than that. I want to say Alfie hit a 1:38 in that last race.
Did he?
I think he did, question mark.
Oh, God. Dear God. I can't remember myself.
He did.
He
We're
did.
gonna go with
okay,
yes.
We're going to go with yes. Because it's Alfie and he's actually just stormed away with it, which is probably more accurate than us just guessing without looking. Let's have a gander. Right, 1 minute and a half. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna drag Stevie Bain.
Yeah, he seems to be doing good.
Stevie Bain, it's Aidan and Dominic in the comments box. We are riding on board with you on live YouTube. How's that race gone for you? Bless you. And we've just commentated Kirsty, haven't we? I do apologise.
Yeah, I don't think you've commentated cursed me. If you saw any of my race in race 1, that was quite a common occurrence.
How are you finding it? I take it it's not the best suited to your driving abilities.
Yeah, the talent's not really there, I don't think. So that's the main thing. I'm going to see if I can download that anywhere. But if not, it might be a bit of a struggle of a season.
Oh, bless you.
It's good fun, though.
It looks good fun. It's also nice to see 20 drivers at a full turnout tonight. So thank you for sticking with it, and it's much appreciated. But hopes, I take it, hopes for this race will not to be finishing last.
I would like a top 10.
Cool.
I think if I keep it on the track in the right way, then top 10 should be on.
Good man. We will leave you to it. Your car does look a bit battered and bruised, so we'll leave you to do a bit more practice. Checkered flag has just flown, so you'll be able to do this lap. But
hopefully I'll get a qualifying lap in this time.
We'll leave you to it, Stephen. Thank you so much for humouring us. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
See, that's nice. That was alright.
That was perfect timing, I would say, on the join in.
I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. Whoop.
How's it going? And that's a commentator's curse. Huh? No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's not you. It's me. Oh, bless him.
Oh man.
God bless that, sir. But yeah, we'll just wait for Stephen Bay to finish his last lap, and then the session should tick over into the qualifying session. 5 minutes of qualifying. Pretty much just a one-shot qualifying for these guys, and that will then form the grid for the final half-hour race this evening.
What Carl Zach said though, and when we were talking to him, definitely does hold true in this BMW. You can't really downshift it too aggressively.
No.
You got to pretty much kind of wait for the RPMs to come down. You can't have them jump back up to the red line, or else the thing will just come around on you.
Yeah, exactly. It's. I'm not sure if it's an AC specific thing, or if it's just a car specific thing. But a lot of cars, if you don't shift down slowly with them, if you do it too quickly, rear just takes you for a ride. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, definitely. There, some cars are definitely worse than others, but I would say that that's kind of an AC trend. I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
But definitely some cars are way worse than others.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we will just wait for the countdown to complete, and then we will get away with the qualifying session. 5 minutes only, as we said. So everyone will probably it's a failing meeting tonight. We'll probably expect everyone to jump out on track at pretty much the same time, and they will then go onto the track to try and find a bit of space, set a lap. They'll definitely get one guaranteed lap in, but maybe might get two just.
Ooh, a little bit of a insight from Zach in the chat. It says the Alpha is the best everywhere apart from the straights now that it's bopped.
Ooh, that is spicy.
I wonder. The Alpha is all-wheel drive too, is it not?
It is, so that might...
It definitely has a little bit of an edge there, I think, if the thing starts getting sideways.
Corners, it'll be alright, but because of just the lack of power on it now, but being bopped, it's going to struggle in the straight. So it's a very straighty track. There's not much opportunity to use the traction and the four-wheel drive, basically, in the corners.
Yeah, the middle sector just isn't quite long enough, I think, to take full effect.
Sadly not. Hopefully, as we move on to the next rounds, which will be next week after this, we'll head to the Nürburgring GP. So that's very corner heavy, brake heavy, traction heavy. That might suit the Alphas there a little bit more. Mugello's coming up the week after. Again,
that'll be a good
that'll
track,
be
I
a
feel
good,
like.
yeah, for the Alphas.
That's kind of give and take. I mean, that straightaway at Mugello is pretty long.
It is, but it is dominated by high-speed corners that require good drive and traction and grip throughout. So these rear-wheel drive cars that don't have four-wheel drive might be struggling on traction if they want to try and get the power down.
The Beamer, I feel like the Beamer is going to be a little spicy there.
I think so as well. But that's for the future. This is now with Johan going on to his first flying lap. He'll be the first driver to set a flying lap. And we'll probably actually get 2 laps out of this qualifying session. To be fair, I think
that is if
will.
You stay between the lines and have the times, right?
Indeed. I do believe that Alfie Bevan is that yellow Mercedes in front of Karel Zach, and Alfie's only guaranteed himself 1 flying lap. If that is car 14, I believe it is. That's car 12. There isn't the car 12.
Even just let Karl Zach by coming out of turn 4.
That is Bevan, yeah. So Bevan's only pretty much guaranteed himself 1 lap for qualifying. Rhinoceros.
And he's kind of in between people. It's kind of not really a good spot to be in, I feel like.
Indeed. What's Greek for check out those sweet lines? I don't know. That's the simple answer. And Sim_noob, is there no in-game sound? There should be, sir. It is, might be a bit quiet, and let's turn it up a little bit. And you might be able to hear some of the cars. Now the OBS has decided to pick it up. As Johan takes the top time, 139.5 so far. Bloomquist 140.4. And no other time set. Oh, I say that. James Leach comes across the line, 142. Johnson, 141.237. Silver, 141.1. So times are being set. But where is the main man of the hour? What is Alfie doing? He is now on a lap.
He's actually tucked in right behind Karlzak. Not right behind, but I'm wondering if he may have gotten a little bit of a tow there down the long straight.
Potentially. We will wait and find out. Let's see if I can get a better
Bain coming through with a second place time right there of a 141.
Oh, good lap.
140.1.
Good lap for Stevie Bain. As we see, I think Alfie's invalidated. It's not showing as a time on the information screen. He's got 12 seconds to get to line. I don't think he's going to be able to set a time.
I don't believe so either. It says for me he's on an outlap.
Oh no, Alfie, is he? He's going to see a checkered flag. Is this going to set a time? He doesn't.
Does not. Nope. Well, I think he's taken the last season to heart and saying, "I won. I shall not qualify," and start from the rear.
Dear freaking God, that is going to be something to watch. Alfie Bevan unable or fails to set a lap time.
I think we got Steve in the chat saying, "Told you it goes all right in the right direction." Yes, yes, sir, it does.
It does indeed.
Third.
You are absolutely right, sir. And if that is Stevie Bain, the admin account, yep, that's absolutely fair. Right, who's on track? Norman Bruce still on a lap, as he isn't on a lap, but promptly pulls off to the side. I think the only two cars we were waiting, well, one car actually we were waiting for was Ben Meyer. Alfie Bevan is still on track, but again isn't on a lap and won't have enough time to do so because the checker flag has been waved. Ben Meyer, yeah, Alfie Bevan 18th. Oh no, Alfie. I
would say he's got it all to do.
I would absolutely agree with that statement. Johan Karlzak on pole, Leach second. Stephen Bain in third, fantastic lap for Bain. Fourth, Zach Silver. Ash Hill fifth. Joran Omlo sixth. Matt Olkers seventh. Bloomquist eighth. Overstreet ninth. James Leach Sr. in 10th. Peter Bjorn Jorgen in 11th. Norman Bruce 12th. Ferrer in 13th. Ben Meyer 14th. Tim Bob 15th. Nikola Kakis 16th. Oscar 17th. 18th will be Dominic Barut. 19th will be Alfie Bevan. And we have had a car drop. Can't quite tell who it is. Sadly not a full grid tonight for the second race, but still 19 cars will take to the track, and they will very much promptly decide who is the fastest of them all. Well. That is the upset of this round, Alfie Bevan. I'm just not sure how.
Yeah,
to take that.
we'll see. I mean, with the 20-second lead by the end of the race last time, and what we've seen in the past with him making his way through traffic, he is quite good at that. He tends to be right up there in the top 5 after lap 1 about every time.
We'll keep an eye on him, but for now we're gonna have our 6 red lights on the screen, and then what's it? Oh, someone's jump started. Oh.
Who knew?
Oh no. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, Dominic? Oh, there's
Yes,
been
it
server
should,
issues.
Be mad. Yep, it should be a madhouse.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's never nice to see, but we get going nonetheless. And Karolzak has dropped down the order to second. I think he got caught out in some sort of server glitch there, really, wasn't it? So James Leach is away. And will lead them away. That was error code 404 there for a brief moment, guys. But we are racing, we are away. Dominic, you're still with me, aren't you? So it's definitely not my internet.
I'm still with you.
And you definitely saw what I saw as well.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, we will continue nonetheless. James Leach leads the way on the soft tyre. Karolzak on the medium. Hill, Beaven, and Alfie Beaven 4th. Oh my god. Okay. So he's made up like.
I told you.
Yeah.
top 5 by the end of the lap. Actually, better yet, he was top 5 by halfway through the lap.
Jesus Christ. Alfie Beaven up into 4th. Challenging for 3rd now. Dear God.
We need to, oh, somebody's off in the back there in the sand at Ben Asker out there building sandcastles, it looks like.
It is, and Alfie Beaver makes a move for the podium position. Oh dear, that's going to be...
The top 3 from last race are in the top 3 now, but just perfectly flip-flopped.
Absolutely. Right, Stevie Bain though holding out in 5th. And he's gonna have a move up the inside from it's contact. Stephen Bain's round in turn 1. And was that?
Oh no!
That was the Alpha Bloomquist.
I think it's fair to say that Bain was definitely the big loser in all of that from the start. He was up in 3rd on the start, and he's all the way back in 15th now at the beginning of the second lap.
That's not good for him, and indeed he's probably going to have difficulty pointing that in the same direction. Tyler Hammer, 14 spots where I literally turned 2. Not kidding. Yes, yeah, that's absolutely insane. They're still going at it, Alfie Beaven and Ash Hill, as both of those guys now are fighting away for the final podium position.
Tim Bob sitting in 5th place too, right there. That's good to see.
Good for Tim Bob as well. Admin in our brief little onboard interview with him as he was in his practice session, said he wasn't liking the car or the track combination, but he's doing all right so far. Sitting there happily.
I think he also added the inability to talk while driving.
Bain got punterinoed. Yes, to quote our wonderful words of our friend Mr. Jimmy Broadbent.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the definition of punterino.
No, punterino, Stevie. In the background, though, there is a bit of a battle. Oh, Bloomquist is pitting already. It is outside the pit window.
Same as Silver.
Yeah, Silver and Bloomquist will have to pit again. It is outside of the pit window. So they cannot do that pit stop and make that count as their one and only pit stop. In the background, massive battle, about a 5-way battle, potentially. Well, it was 5-way, but it's now kind of split off into a 3 and a 2. Or not even that, maybe just a 2-way battle actually, for Overstreet and Leach Senior. Overstreet's going to have a look up the inside, up the hill into the right-hander. Thinks better of it as they emerge. The move hasn't been done. In the background is a cluster of about 5 cars fighting position as well for what is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th. And, oh, does that make it move up the inside in the background? That is Bane on Myatt. Admin versus admin. Recovering admin versus admin, should I say.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bane's got something to prove to himself here at this point.
Oh, I'm going to interrupt you. I apologise. Alfie Beaver up into second. That's move done for second place. And Alfie Beaver is on what looks to be a German rocket ship. The only difference is this one has an engine and 4 wheels. Ooh, massive moment from Kawasaki.
That yeah, that I was just saw that. That outside curb looks pretty spicy if you get up on top of it.
Dear God. Alfie's will be changing for the lead in a minute. This is insane. I don't think we need to nerf the Alpha. We just need to nerf Alfie at this point. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a possibility of ballast.
Success ballast, yeah.
Right.
Right, well, there is a battle further down the field. Oh, Ben Myatt goes completely deep and goes, you know what, I don't want to do the corner. I am going to go and take a bit of a scenic route.
Scenic routes are always fun sometimes.
Yes.
Not recommended in a race, though.
No, not at all. Oh, Alfie Beaver's really closing up now. Look at this. 0.3 of a second. And I think Alien is potentially the definition of Alfie Beaver at this point. I agree with you, Tyler Hammer.
Yeah, I would have to agree as well.
Right on the turn. Look at this. Bumper to bumper through the final turn. There's so much confidence in that car. It's unbelievable. Is he going to move up the inside though? Alpha versus Mercedes. I think Mercedes has the legs on a straight line. That's a massive moment for that Alpha though. That keeps it pointing in the right direction. And even now I don't think they've got sitting sadly, Bloomquist has disconnected from the server and the stewards will probably note that and expect a potential penalty because of that. If he doesn't rejoin, that is. So he will for sure be sadly given a penalty for that. But as of right now, things are calming down a little bit. Alfie Beaver hasn't exactly dropped James Leach. He's stuck with him.
Karlzak isn't too far off the back of Leach either, so I'm wondering if Karlzak and Bevan are on this more of the same pace and Leach is falling back, or if they're just all coming together as in a result of them jostling positions.
All the above.
Yeah, possibility maybe. I don't know. I feel like Leach has some pretty good pace. I think he, what Zach said about it being slow in the straights, that might be holding him back, but he seems to be able to hold the same pace as him.
Although Alfie out that final turn, it's a fantastic drive out there. I wonder, yes, Tyler, very good point. I wonder if the softs are losing life. Alfie gets very slidey. And I
think that was a little sausage curb, maybe.
Oh,
A little help from that thing.
maybe a bit of extra helping of the commentator's curse as well.
That was definitely a good save, though.
Alfie up the inside into the right hander, thinks better of it, avoids contact. And that's now going to put Karlzak right on his tail as well.
Definitely going defensive there. Going to make Karlzak go the long way.
He is. Karlzak ends up on the outside into the downhill right-hander. And to be fair on Alfie, gives him enough space, gives him the car's width. Doesn't push him into the sandpit.
I feel like Karlzak might have been able to be a little more aggressive and hold it up the inside there, but probably thinking smarter to try to stay with Leach.
He's
It looks like yeah, he is awfully sideways.
He's drifting the car through corners. Now, are the soft tyres dropping out to the point where they're unable to fight? That's the thing as we see. Jesus Christ.
He is getting all of it out of those tires. I'll definitely say that.
He's counter steering through the apex. Pit window is now open. And I think that might be a saving grace for these couple of front runners. There's a couple of battles happening in the midfield as well I want to pay some attention to. It's really annoying because this can turn on its head in a moment's notice. I don't want to miss it.
He's so sideways.
He is. It's the thing.
I can't, like, how's he driving that?
I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Tyler. I think he may have overused him trying to get up to the front, but he got up to the front so fast. I don't see. I mean, it was like you said, it was 14 positions in 2 turns.
No, exactly. That's the thing. Oh, hello. What's happening here? I'm not sure. Alfie up the inside. Potentially it's going to be a three-way battle for first and the second. This is going to get spicy. Alfie gets the lead though. Karlzak drops down to third.
I don't think. I think Alfie's gonna have to pit. Honestly, with how sideways he's getting, I think Leach is just gonna be all over him in that Alpha.
And look at the BMW though.
Yeah, definitely. The BMW's doing good staying in there. I think Karlzak's kind of just hanging back maybe. He looks like he might be playing a little. Oh, there goes Leach into the pits.
Leach is into the pits and Bevan goes very wide into that final turn. That is going to be raising some eyebrows with the stewards at some point, I reckon.
It's Tokyo Drift out here. Yeah, definitely. If you're riding along with Alfie, that's what you'd be feeling. Probably a little bit car sick as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Leach, Nikola Kakis also in the pits as well. Ben Aster in the pits for a second time, serving his mandatory pit stop within the pit window. Right. So Leach falls all the way down to 12th. Tim Bob, I believe, is also pitting. No, Tim Bob's just lost positions through battling, I think, actually. So that is an interesting little ding dong 6th, 7th, and 8th. Let's just check in and see what's happening over here. I can desperately keep an eye on Karlzak and Bevan, whilst also trying to acknowledge that we do also have an incredible community of drivers wanting to race with us on this AC season, as Leach Senior goes deep into the sandpit, and so does Tim Bob.
Follows.
That puts Norman Bruce right on the tail of Tim Bob. Senior gets away with it and continues whilst maintaining the same gap that he had. But that's going to close things up in the midfield. Olkers dropping down the order? No, Olkers is catching Tim Bob. What am I saying? I don't know what happened. Someone pinged up there, is dropping down the order or something. Ash Hill's in the pits. So on track towards third. It's a massive slide from Tim. He's going to go sideways. He's lucky he didn't hit anyone.
He did good keeping it pointed relatively the right direction.
Oh, Ash Hill definitely in the pits. Karlzak and Bevan are still going.
I'm wondering if Leach pitting early like that might have actually hampered him, because he is right behind big old group of cars that he is definitely going to have the pace on. So he's going to be being held up in some fashion.
Indeed, meanwhile, Tim Bob exiting the pits, immediately fighting with Ash Hill. Is
I
that?
believe it's over. Well, yeah, Ash Hill, Overstreet, and Leach are all right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to turn a bit of a four-way battle now for this midfield position. Leach looks up the inside of Overstreet. Overstreet goes in space. And that's moved on for now. Question mark?
Oh, somebody's off wide right there. Who is that?
That
That
was
was Ben Asker going slow.
he's just getting his blue flag drive going that way. Oh, leaders are exchanging positions. Oh, I was going to keep trying to keep an eye on that. Carlos that gets the lead from Beaven. I think Beaven made a mistake onto turn 1.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it if it was a little bit of a drift thing going on.
Oh dear, he's not going to be happy with that in the slightest. Tim Bob falling down the order, sadly. So's James Leach. I wonder if they've had a coming together. I believe they have. They're both going very slowly. I think they sort themselves out. Midfield, 4 cars in midfield, literally pitting at the same time. Leach Senior, Ferrer, Omlo, and Olkers. Oh, Alfie Beaven's dropped big time.
I was just riding along with him. He just had a big old slide. I would not be surprised if he comes in here shortly. He is on the softs compared to Karlzak being on the mediums. So, I mean, if he starts losing time here, he's definitely going to be losing time, I would assume, when they flip tires. So he might want to just get onto those new tires now and try to stop the bleeding, so to say.
So you'll see what happens.
Yep,
That's a
definitely
very late dive to the pits.
Honestly, I wonder if he was even having a hard time just getting it over there.
I do think so, absolutely. Well, Alfie will go to the pit lane and Karlzak will continue to take the race lead.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the smartest move that Alfie could have done right there. And just hope that now he's got the pace, so to say, to kind of bring that gap back.
Now, just to give you guys a heads up, watching on YouTube, on the timing tower on the left, you will see that there is a little orange marker next to the driver's name and race number, and a little 1 in the, inside that little orange marker. That signifies a pit stop they still need to take. We believe that for some reason that feature of the timing tower is not accurate. It's not recording the pit stops that are being taken, so we're going to ignore that. And sadly, not going to be able to tell who has and hasn't pitted for their enforced pit stop, sadly. But we will trust that everyone will get their pit stops in time. But what we do know is Karlzak still needs to pit, and Alfie Beaven, now on fresh medium tyres, will want him to get the foot down to try and catch and retake the lead.
So as of right now, we have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 people who still need to take their pits, and that would be Karlzak, Bruce in 4th, and Overstreet in 6th, and Jorgensen in 7th. The rest have all taken their mandatory, and 2 have taken a bonus.
Johan in the pits. Where is Alfie?
He is in turn 7, 8, somewhere in there.
Yeah, going through the final sector. He's putting his foot down like a madman. You can just tell. Use up every piece of track that you can.
Car's definitely looking less slidey, so we'll see what he can do.
Absolutely. You say that.
Yeah, yeah, that was perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is Johan? What's he doing? Johan
He's moving in the pits.
He's on pit exit. This is going to be close.
It's going to be close.
Here comes Alfie. He's going to have the momentum out the corner.
I think it'll be, right back to where they were, I think. I think Alfie
Oh.
actually gained a little bit of time there, honestly.
Yeah, he gained about half a second. Jorgen Overstreet, Bruce in the pits.
So that is it. That is everybody done with their mandatories.
Some
Yeah,
reason,
that's
yeah,
everybody.
some reasons recorded the mandatory for Kawasaki for no one else, which is very random. But nonetheless, we will continue. We all know everyone has now pitted, and it is now just 10 minutes of racing to see who can be the better driver and get the better results out of their competitors. Meanwhile, Bevan still trying to get past Kawasaki, desperately trying to get past, using up every inch of track that he can to try and find some form of advantage, and doing so without raising any suspicions from the race stewards or the game itself for taking any too many track cuts. And indeed,
So, I was gonna say, as I was saying, it looks like Leach actually did lose out quite a bit there. He's sitting 4th now when he was 3rd when he dove into the pits, and he's, what is that, 11 seconds behind?
yeah, absolutely.
So that traffic definitely had an effect on him.
Yeah, indeed it did. So sadly, he's going to be out and running for the race to win, but might be a good podium position on for him if he keeps up the pace against Hill. Meanwhile, Bevan right on the slipstream of Kawasaki. Kawasaki has to go defensive up into the right hander up this up the hill.
Big lockup by Alfie right there.
Yeah, big time, but manages to get the car stopped, but has to tuck back into the slipstream to try and get another run down into what is a very tricky place to make a move, and I think he acknowledges that and stays put and decides just to follow. Oh, it's Kawasaki off!
Oh no! Yep.
Massive twitch
like
under
that.
braking.
Yeah, it looked like it just snapped on him.
Oh, we have been thoroughly disappointed and robbed of a fantastic lead battle.
We'll see if Karolzak can come back and has anything for Bevan there. He definitely had the pace on him earlier, so I don't know. He's got the better tires still right now also.
He does indeed. Let's hang fire and keep an eye on that battle. Meanwhile, we'll see what times they're going to be doing first of all. We'll need to wait a couple of laps to see that. Oh gosh. How's that going very wide?
Possibly trying to push to get some of that time back.
Yeah, he's got to be careful though. That's the only thing.
Looking down the order though, looks like we got a good little battle possibly shaping up for 11th right here between Overstreet and Jorgensen. Less than a second between them.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what else is happening up and down the field, because everyone's, as I said, now made a pit stop. It is just going to be who's the who can get past the car in front of them and who can keep the car behind them.
Yep, we are now all settled down and racing for position again.
We are indeed. I think Kawasaki sadly has made another mistake. It's dropped to 3.1 second now behind Alfie Bevan. I say that
looks
is
like Leach might be catching Hill, I think, incrementally, lap by lap.
Just.
We're kind of running out of time, though. We only got about 6.5 minutes left, so... Oh, and he runs wide right there. That's not going to help.
No, not at all. So we'll keep an eye on the P3, P4 battle, but it looks like if Hill can hold the charge and Leach off for another 6 minutes, could be a podium position for Hill. Poor Zach Silver though, what's happened to him? Oh, 12 laps down.
Yeah, I don't know.
How very, very random. I'm sure we'll get some clarification as to what happened at the start of that race when we potentially dragged down a driver or two for interview. We'll definitely get our fellow admin, Mr. Myatt, and get a bit of insight from admin point of view as to what happened there at the start.
I think we have a battle on for 6th place right here between Mr. Bain and Nikolakakis shaping up. I think Bain is closing in on the back of Nikolakakis here.
Recovering well is Stevie Bain after that
Yeah.
torrid.
7 positions, is that? 6, 8 positions.
Yeah. Got really caught out at the
from
start of the race.
third drops 12 positions, and he's got 8 of them back, looking for the 9th one here.
Very good indeed, as Stevie Bain will have to go around the outside, but I don't think that matters because the BMW is clear. It's now going to be the case of Nikolakakis can get later on the brakes and dive up the inside to try and retain the position, which he does, but Stevie Bain may be inclined to go for a cheeky cutback. And again,
That was a good one. That was a very good cutback right
that was a
there.
very good cutback, and they'll have
It's perfectly lined up.
we'll have the inside line for the next downhill right-hander, who gets it nicely on the brakes and doesn't shift down too aggressively. I think that's move done for now. Or Nikolakakis gonna hang it around the outside. I think he thinks better of it.
Well, is that time? The time is definitely dropping between 3rd and 4th place as well.
It is indeed,
I
and
think
so
we're at 2.5, and now we're at just under 1.
yeah, absolutely. And sadly, I think Kawasaki is catching Beaver, but not at the rate he needs to try and retake the lead. With only just over 3.5 minutes left. 3rd and 4th, James Leach, Ash Hill. This could be a battle that's decided on the last lap. But it's somewhat within.
Yeah, I think Leach is definitely going to want to go for the 3-3. Try to conceal that 3rd place there in the points.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, not much help. Oh, we're like, oh, who's that dropping down the order? That's Arnold Fora, first turn, massive spin. It's probably also contact with the barrier, judging how scuffed up that front bumper is.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a little bit of tires falling away at the end of the race here.
He's on the softs, so could be a plausible reason. I say that. Kalzak is catching Bevan.
He definitely is, and I'd say he has 2 more laps, and he's gained a 2nd there.
Bevan has had traffic.
2 tenths. Yeah. Kalzak will have to deal with that same traffic, though. It's a matter of where.
And I think he's very fortunate to have it there. Omlo is going slow in 5th.
That's no good.
What happened to Omlo? He's going to lose out to Stevie Bain. Stevie Bain's up into 5th. Potentially. No, maybe not. Not quite.
He's looking like he wants it. Oh, a little bit of a slide.
He's going to lose that position to Nikolakakis. Keeps it out of the barrier, I think.
I think the battle is on for we got 3 battles closing in here.
3rd and 4th going at it, and Litch's going to have a look around the outside of Hill here.
I think Hill definitely playing a smart going, taking that defensive line.
Indeed he is, and he's going to plonk it on the inside and say, if you want to get around me, you have to go a long way around. He takes to the sand a little bit there, 2 tires on the left.
Outside does become inside, though, and I think Leach might have this.
Just about. The BMW did manage to keep it around the outside, and you know what is fantastic? Simon, just I cannot pronounce that because that's dumbfounded me. But thank you so much for the follow. I apologise, my dyslexic mind just had a panic attack trying to read that. Oh my goodness! But thank you for the follow. Thank you for the support. We are on the last lap of the 2nd race of the 1st round here for the Classic DTM Championship.
Hill got back around Leach, and Bane is right on the tail of Omlo. So we got two really close battles going on here.
Indeed, we do. Stevie Bain wanting that 5th place from Omlo, making a mistake on the final turn the last time round. Will he make this same mistake here? No, he doesn't. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. Nikola Kakis is dropping down the order.
Oh no.
So he's had a moment now with Ulkers there, and has sadly has lost a position. Stephen Bain trying up to turn 1. We jumped to the battle. They were side by side. Stephen and Johan Omlo, and Stephen just took a lot of curb down inside of turn 1. Keeps it going though. That's the main thing. Right, is the final lap. Alfie Beaver is going to have like, was that going very wide there? Was that? Or was that someone just getting out of the way?
Battles are happening.
I think it was just someone getting out of the way of Carol's
I think it was
there.
somebody jumping out, yeah.
But Alfie Beaven will come across the line. A fantastic recovery drive and showing off drifting through the final turn there. 2 for 2 for Beaven. Congratulations, Alfie. Checkered flag, race is over. Karolzak takes 2nd. Hard fought battle.
We got a battle coming to the last turn here for 3rd.
3rd and 4th, James Leach might look to have it against over Ash Hill. And I think that's going to be battle done there. Yeah, Leach Hill, 3rd and 4th.
I think Bane Bane got around Omlo too.
Bane's got around Omlo. Can Omlo get the place back in the next couple of corners? They get on the brakes. Stevie Bain's going to hold out for this 5th place finish, and I think he's going to be celebrating to no end when he sees that checkered flag for 5th. He will just keep it ahead of the Mercedes. Bain's 5th, Omlo 6th. And he's weaving in celebration, and Omlo flashes his lights as well. James Leach Sr. will cross the line in 7th. Ulkers 8th. Nikola Kakis will be 9th. Ferrer 10th. Jorgensen 11th. Chris Overstreet in 12th there. Norman Bruce 13th. Now he's waiting for Timber to cross the line. And that is that. Where's Zach Silver? He's in the pits.
In the pits, I believe.
That's fair enough. Well, Alfie Beaver, and congratulations, good sir. You are the 2nd race winner of this evening. That's grammatically incorrect. You aren't the 2nd race winner. You are the winner of the 2nd race. You've won both races. Congratulations. And that is a very dominant and assertive victory for him tonight.
Yeah, that was definitely a good comeback drive there for not getting a qualifying time in and having to come from the back of the pack all the way up to the front. And also having the little bit, in the middle of the race, it didn't look like he was going to be doing too good when he was losing that traction.
No, he didn't. So, yeah, that was a very topsy-turvy race for him, and but made it work for him in the end.
Bane also with the extremely exciting race, starting 3rd, dropping to 15th, and moving back up to 5th. So that was a good showing by him.
We have just had a message from one of the admin team at oNID. The reason Alfie didn't qualify was because he was helping someone in chat.
That would make sense.
God damn it, Alfie. Not only did you do a last to first, but the reason was you decided to help someone. That is just...
I mean, like...
You can't.
He's doing too much. He's doing too much.
He's doing too much, absolutely. Right. Ben, it's Aiden and Dom in the comments. Just seeing your message. What a performance from Alfie. What happened at the start of the race then?
It looks like that was the one server that got left on drive-thrus for a jump start, which meant that people were able to make a jump start, which normally we have setting to prevent that. because it causes all the cars to disappear.
Yeah.
And then they reappear and everyone is inside each other. So I'm actually double checking the other servers now to make 100% sure that it's not going to happen again. But it's entirely on me.
Oh,
No
bless you.
one is going to take any kind of issues for that one. So that's entirely my fault.
Oh, bless. Right. We'll chuck you back up. How was your race, by the way? Did you enjoy that?
It was fun. I was having a nice little battle in the second race. The first race I had great fun, battling all over the place. But the second race I got a lag spike going into turn 3.
Yeah.
And suddenly found myself just shy of the corner with no brakes applied. And it's like, I'm not making the corner. And if I try, I'm going to damage someone. So had to jump off. Then I tried to do a contra strategy and run the hards. And that was a mistake. They are not fun to drive on. So,
oh dear. Well, we did have a bit of fun. To be fair, we were hoping we would go out on track at the practice session, because we were getting people just to commentate their laps as they go around the track. And we wanted to drag you down. We dragged Stevie, we dragged Tim, and we wanted the third admin. So watch out for next week. We might have you.
You know what? I probably won't have time because I've got to spend the practice session setting the restrictor manually on the alpha.
Oh no. God damn it, Ben.
Oh, dear.
Right, we'll chuck you back up. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks very
we'll
much.
chat to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Just chucking back up mid-sentence. Oh, yeah. Corpses. But yeah, that was manic. Is it?
Yeah, that was a good one. The last race was good. There's definitely a lot of action going on there.
I think we can breathe now. I think just.
Yeah, Leach made his way back up to third
He did
by the end of it
indeed,
too.
yeah,
So he
absolutely.
definitely, may have made it a little bit more difficult than he would have liked it, but he managed that podium.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Folks, I would drag a couple of drivers down. I am sadly losing my voice, and I am going to go and give it a bit of a rest. It's been a pleasure, Dominic. Next time we will be live will be tomorrow, myself again, and the wonderful voice that you've just heard of, Mr. Ben Myatt, will be commentating on the season finale of the oNID Tourenwagen Championship on Saturday course Competizione at the Nürburgring GP circuit. Until then, guys, it's Aidan and Dominic sign off in the comms booth. Take care, stay safe, be kind to one another, all that jazz. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll speak again tomorrow night. Take care now. Bye bye.